When it comes to fumbling bodies, call me Lionel Messi cause I'm the GOAT. But during my long journey of raising up queens, I've sometimes gotten lucky enough to date them, and that's exactly how I ended up in these types of relationships. But without further ado, the friend zone. Now, every guy's been in the friend zone at least once, right? Right? Guys, please don't do this. I know it's not just me. Nah, but 80% of male and female friendships happen because the guy fumbled them and ended up best friends. The worst part of having a female friend, however, is hearing her relationship problems, fam.
Bestie, my boyfriend is so annoying. He can't even eat good.
Whole time you just sit there like,
it should have been me, not him.
Like, damn girl, just dump that waste man then and come mess with a real one. Cause real talk, men don't really have female friends. We've got women we haven't smashed yet. Now, I know there's some ladies thinking,
but research, my best friend doesn't like me like that. We're just friends.
First,
stop the cap.
And second, you're just friends, right? So send that man a text saying,
I was just thinking, what if we tried being more than friends?
And watch him pull up to your bedroom in 0.8 seconds like,
I need it!
The one that got away. I fumbled this girl when I was 14 and bro,
it still hurts because Ivy was Ethiopian and Indian and I still fumbled the bag, bro. Now, to properly tell the story of my biggest fumble, I have to start from the beginning. So I'm 14 and my fam decides to send me to a Christian camp for the holiday, but let's just say the activities we did weren't Christian though. So I was part of this friend group, and in the group was this other plump homie called Leon. But Leon and I had an incredible realization when we first got to camp. There's a lot of baddies here. So we got busy, and after the first week I already got a buddy, but Leon wasn't so lucky.
That brother's starving.
One Saturday we all had to meet up for a late night worship concert, and that was the first time I saw her. I say this with zero exaggeration, but under that nightlight she looked like an angel. I swear, fam, this girl was so gorgeous that just touching her shoulder would have made 14-year-old me nut. So luckily the seat next to her was free and I just started raising her up. But fam, there was an issue. Apparently Leon already tried hitting on Ivy, but she must have looked at him like, so mans wasn't necessarily happy for me. Then was hating. Bro kept joking that I shouldn't be talking to two girls at once, but it's like my homie Abdi always says, don't let your girlfriend stop you from finding your wife. Plus the first chick wasn't even my girlfriend. All I did was make out with her. Did I introduce her to my parents? Did I buy her a wedding ring?
Fuck no, baby.
But little did I know that Leon was scheming. So the last day of camp arrives and I was in Ivy's heart, baby. I could tell. However, something was wrong that day. She kept avoiding me and seemed distant. Till finally, just when we're about to board our buses to go home, Ivy walks up to me, tears in her eyes, and shows me her phone. Fam, it's a picture of me making out with the first girl, and the picture is from Leon. This fat piece of knew all the spots we used to take these girls, so he must have followed me one time and taken a picture. And below the picture reads the most pathetic text: he doesn't love you like I do. Ivy slaps me harder than Will Smith did Chris Rock, and that was it. I never heard from or saw her ever again.
Friends with benefits.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this and the friend zone are mad different, fam, because these shorties actually smash their best friends.
It's an evil world we live in.
All it takes is some booze, grass, and it's game over. Fam, some of these best friends might have even smashed your girl more than you.
Oh, hell no!
Nah, bruv, my first girlfriend was exactly like this. Her male friend was on her like white on rice. They were inseparable, fam. And even back then, I was like,
That's suspicious. That's suspicious.
But girl, them was slick. She kept trying to pull that insecure card, talking about,
gosh, we're just friends. Stop being so insecure.
oh, I'm insecure? Well, you can go secure another boyfriend, cause I'm not falling for them. I know how men think, Debbie. Every time she'd tell me they're just friends, all I'd see was,
stop. Joshua would never do that. I love him like he's my brother.
Nah. But I'm not just gonna blame shorties for this. Men are to blame too, cause 80% of these man them don't have morals. They don't care if she's engaged, married, in a coma. They'll still smash. There's only one situation, however, that I'd maybe be okay with my girl's male bestie, and that's if a male best friend likes dudes. And even then, I'ma be suspicious. You say you like dudes, right? Prove it. My biggest simp story. Before I start, however, please like, comment, and subscribe. Guys, we've known each other so long that I'm finally okay with telling y'all my biggest simp story. But after a lot of self-reflection, I've decided I won't blame her or my friends. I'm an adult, guys, so I'm finally taking responsibility and blaming Tinder. This app is a special kind of evil because it made me okay with becoming a father. Okay, not like that. It'll all make sense. So my story starts off how all Tinder horror stories start off, laying on my bed at 3 a.m. with a hard pee-pee, wondering if anyone would really miss me if I died. So naturally, I download Tinder to shut the demons up. Bada bing, bada boom, I'm done setting up my profile and I start swiping. So I match with Lucy, and she is gorgeous, dresses like a lady and is actually funny. She even tells me that she likes anime but watches dub. And I'm like,
That ain't no problem. Huh? That ain't no problem.
so months pass and she is just so amazing that we're calling each other goofy names, fam. We're getting down and dirty. She's sending me naughty pics. I was in love, fam. I admit it, willing to hang up my jersey and sail into the sunset with her, but something was off. Every week she'd disappear for like 3 days, especially on the weekends.
It's not looking good, bruv.
Now normally, that's okay. She's got a life of her own and we don't need to be together every day. But my brain wasn't buying that shit. I kept thinking that she's getting her back blown out by a 6'8" buff NBA player with a dick so big that every time this man takes off his shorts, his meat rolls down to the floor like an ancient text scroll. Until finally, I asked her about it and fam, I wasn't ready, bro. Because the first thing she said was, please don't get mad. No. And fam, right there, I knew I was finished, bro. So she goes, please don't get mad. I have a son. Now it all makes sense. That's why she disappear every week. Lucy was a mother. But fam, this is how you know love is dangerous, because I just smiled and said, that's okay, babe. We can raise them together. I mean, I've always liked MILFs, right? Bruh, I was okay with becoming a father to another man's child. And I know a lot of you are probably calling me a simp right now, but in my defense, people say that beating your meat is bad for you, but not beating your meat is worse. Because the only time I bust was with Lucy. So I tell my homies about it and they start calling me Dada. And I'm like,
Leave us alone. Leave us alone.
I even go to see the kid and he's a cute kid, but every time I'd see him, he'd just look at me like,
You're not my dad!
Fam, he was about 2 years old and I won't lie, I was considering telling Lucy that she should just give it up for adoption. Nah, but for real, tell me in the comments, guys, am I evil for that? I understand why she didn't tell me that she had baggage, a kid, because if she told me, I'd have turned into the Flash and disappeared. But then again, I put myself in her shoes. Her situation is a lot like when my homie asked me, would you rather pee grapes or poop pineapples? There is no solution. I mean, if you're a young mother trying to get into the dating market, would you openly announce that you have baggage, a child, knowing it'll scare off any men you could have gone out with? Exactly. Shout out to single moms, man. But 5 months later, with a heavy heart, I had to break things off with her. And I still feel really guilty. She was so special, guys. I don't know if I'll ever connect with someone the way I did with her, you know?